If you think that wearing clothes made from old curtains and tablecloths isn't something you'd usually want to wear, then think again. 21-year-old local fashion designer Jess Hay has made old fabrics fashionable by creating stunning dresses from materials found in local op shops. Fabric chain stores like Spotlight and Lincraft don't offer much variety for the young designer.
I think I really like with my clothes that I turned something old that was something completely different into something completely new that people are able to wear, and more so like I just going to Spotlight and Lincraft and places like that. I have been to buy fabrics, but I never end up buying them because I don't find them to be that special, and they don't seem to have more they're not very characteristic compared to the fabrics that you find at op shops.
Not only is using second-hand fabrics cost-effective, but it inspired an entire collection for Miss Hay's label, Flugvel, that she recently produced.
Well, to start off with the line that I recently made, mainly using curtains, I used an actual pattern, and I made one dress off the pattern, but then I amended the pattern and I've turned it into my own since by making it, I guess, the earlier pattern was, it wasn't as conservative as I've made it now.
The fabrics that Miss Hay finds in local op shops are light cotton materials and old curtains. 2 of her garments from the collection were made using old tablecloths. Each garment has a unique detail that sets it apart, whether it be a lace sleeve, a Peter Pan collar, or the delicate fabric that it's made from. Her designs are complete one-offs, so local girls can be assured that no one else will ever be wearing the same dress. Sewing has been an interest that Miss Hay has had since she was much younger, and seems to be genetic, with her mum and auntie both possessing a keen passion for the craft.
I first became interested in sewing when I was about 7 or 8 years old. My auntie owns a farm out west, and she's a seamstress, and I used to go out there frequently on school holidays, and that's how she taught me to sew.
From what started just as a hobby, Miss Hay has seen her label blossom into something that can be shared with the wider community. Peach and Lola is a store in the Townsville City Mall that carries designer, hand-picked vintage, and quirky accessories. Miss Hay's handmade label Flugvel is the first young designer to sell in the Peach and Lola store. Her clothes match the vintage vibe and quirky garments that hang from the clothing racks. With her first collection for sale, Miss Hay is busy creating another collection in time for summer that will include plenty of tops appropriate for the Townsville heat. Although an unusual name for a clothing label, Miss Hay admits that it describes her clothes perfectly.
I really like Icelandic, and when I was about 14, I kind of realized that my favorite word became to be Flugvel, which means basically like freedom and flying. So now I've created that into my label name, because I feel like in the clothes that I design, girls can feel free to just be themselves.
It's hard to believe that only a few months ago, Miss Hay was practically unknown within the Townsville community, but a local fashion show held at Cereal Box benefited her in more ways than one.
Definitely for myself, and I know quite a few of the other girls, it just, I guess, gave us, it showed the community that we are there, and we're not, beforehand it felt like we were more hidden and no one knew that there were local designers.
From a local fashion show to selling in an established Townsville store, Miss Hay has achieved a great deal in just a short time. This is Tania Clarke reporting for JCNN.